So coming back to the Holy Grail, coming back to the secret of life. Now, I've trained in a whole number of modalities. I trained originally as a solution-focused psychotherapist. I've trained as a hypnotherapist, EFT, matrix re-imprinting. I've trained as a theta healer. I've trained as a map coach. I'm just about to qualify as a clarity coach. So I've got all of these tools in my toolbox to help the people that I work one-to-one with. But the school of thought that I grew up with over a decade ago, which I know so many psychotherapists and psychologists and psychiatrists also grew up with, was this understanding that in order to resolve something with a patient, with a client, or otherwise, that we had to find the root cause, that we had to understand everybody's past, that we had to go digging for where did these memories come from? We had to go digging for beliefs. We had to go digging for all kinds of bits of information, which it honestly would feel sometimes like I had a spade and I was digging and I was digging and I was digging with my clients. And depending on what they were coming for help with, and depending on how long they've been in the planet and how they've grown up, I had holes everywhere. And where there was one hole, there was another hole and another hole and another hole. So it felt at times like it was never ending. And once we'd found these beliefs, I then transformed into Luke Skywalker with my lightsaber, where I felt like I would have to go and I would have to take down all of these belief structures. And even for myself, I became so aware that, oh, if I'm feeling a feeling, that must mean that there's something going on. That must mean that I've got some kind of belief playing out and I'm going to have to fix this. And I'm not saying that that didn't have a degree of success. But what I am saying is that I always had this sense that maybe it's easier than this. Maybe we don't have to do all of this digging, this going on this hunt, not so much for treasure, but non-treasure. And what if there was a different way? And last year, the beginning of last year, I discovered what that different way was. And that different way is what I intend to share with you over the next 5 days, to give you a whole new perspective, a whole new way of thinking, not just about mental health, but also about life itself. To give you the understanding, the awareness, the knowledge of what is creating your experience moment to moment to moment. Because what I discovered, thanks to the help of my mentor, a wonderful guy called Jamie Smart, who has written a number of best-selling books, that actually what you're experiencing at any given moment is 100%, no exception, an internally thought-generated response. And that internally generated reality, a little bit like if you've ever worn those virtual goggles, is how you're experiencing the world. And that what we're experiencing is only being experienced just based on the totality of all our experiences. but that when we do experience something, it's completely transitionary, that none of it's permanent. But the challenge is the misunderstanding of where we think and believe that our experience is coming from.